He texted me earlier and said he would be doing it, so I'm not sure what's going on with him.
So, what's the pool? And how long? Oh, there he is.
Hello! Oh, speak of the devil, and he's there.
Sorry, I've been asleep. Sorry, I'm not too well, but I'm here now.
No, I remember you saying, you alright, Al?
Yeah, I'll live.
Alright, okay.
That's a shame.
Al just made like his random appearance in the show again.
Oh, that was scary. Never again.
Right, Al was requesting that he kind of takes the lead on this.
Go right ahead, Al.
Yeah, this is your fault. It's on your shoulders then.
I'm just eating some Christmas cake.
For God's sake. Every time.
Is that prescribed?
Welcome to the Conquistabores. Tonight, the Conquistabores are out of their element as they enter WWF Brawl For All. Lacing up their gloves in a squared circle tonight, Bodacious Euan Taylor, the Hammer Cameron Phillips, the Quebecer Phil Doyle, and Geordie Alan Milberg. Only tonight on the Conquistabores.
Put my earphones in.
Yeah, please do.
I think I can just make a podcast of Al's entrance to the show. Just like an hour of this.
No, this, yeah.
An hour in the life of Al.
I'm pulling double shifts. I've been booked for another podcast. I have to travel up to Edinburgh.
Look at you,
Oh,
yeah.
you're in the
To talk-
Police box, aren't you?
To talk about Doctor Who, yeah, I'm part of the Police box full time now.
Look at you.
Fucking.
Dual podcast.
I know. I'm a man of many talents.
And, well,
Talking mainly.
Talking, yeah. Talking nonsense.
So, while we're waiting for Al to do what he was doing to the Christmas cake, Rampage Burn and ICW. Damn.
Yeah, that looks quite cool.
Also, the street fight last night with the snowballs.
I knew it was going to end in that. As soon as it was like, oh, it's snowing in Glasgow, they're having a Glasgow street fight, they're going to end up outside chucking snowballs at each other.
Yep.
And lo and behold,
It happened.
Called it.
it happened.
Right. Are we ready to podcast, gentlemen?
Of course
Yes,
we
we
are.
are.
We're ready to podcast.
Okay. Off you go.
I thought you were doing this.
Yes, I am. I am. Come on. I'm just a bit of banter, yeah, right?
Banter with the sick man. This should be good.
I've got no clue where to put the music here.
Use the Brawl For All theme.
No! Oh, we're going to come to that in a bit.
Okay. Am I starting or what we're doing? Or?
Yeah, you're in command, remember?
You're leading the way. You're in the driving seat.
This is your baby, Al.
Oh dear God, this is going to be a car crash. But anyway, right, let's just keep on going. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's podcast. Tonight we'll be featuring the most premier event in WWE history. Of course, nothing would ever go wrong with it. It was the perfect idea and the perfect execution, and that would be the 1998 Brawl For All.
Lies. All lies.
Yeah, I've got a couple of issues with that sentence there, Al.
You're saying the 1998 Brawl For All as if there was more afterwards.
Welcome to the WWF only Brawl For All.
Thank you.
And there is reasons we will get into why it is the one and only. So first up, origins of it all. I'm sure some people know the story and stuff, but apparently it was mainly a good old Vince Russo idea, as all the best ones were.
There's a surprise.
He wanted a way to try to get some. Obviously, UFC was becoming quite popular at the time, and he thought if he could bring a bit of UFC to WWE, that would be perfect. And then, of course, the other rumor is it's all one gentleman's fault. This whole Brawl For All came out. In the locker room, good old JBL or Bradshaw at the time apparently said if wrestling was real, you could whip anyone's ass.
Oh boy!
Or in a barroom brawl or anything like that, you could beat anybody. So apparently, that was another reason why Russo put the tournament forward. Let's see who's the toughest. Let's see who's the toughest wrestler. So there you go. That was the origins of it.
You know the shocking thing? This was put forward and it actually got accepted and greenlit.
That's what I mean. Like I know people kind of say, "Oh, Vince Russo had bad ideas. Vince Russo did this and all that," but it was still down to Vince McMahon to say yes or no for it to go on the actual show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was down to people who have got like half a brain to kind of go, you know what, this sounds like it could make money, where everything else inside his head shouting, don't
I think
do
it's
it.
like the because he had obviously Vince, he had some great ideas that kind of helped propel the show back up, Raw back up in the ratings and all that. So I think he must have got to a point where people just like his ideas work, just let him go ahead with it without actually thinking through the ramifications of having your people just punching each other in the face.
Mm-hmm. Well, we say punching each other in the face. We'll get to that.
Like there's any kind of skill thing to it. And I just want to kind of say as well, when I was trying to watch this on the network, because whilst it's not a pay-per-view, you can search for it on the network and kind of pick up all the matches. Like, I would kind of get a minute in, and then, you know, that network unavailable message that crops up?
Mm-hmm.
It just kept cropping up every single match, every 2 minutes. It was like the app was trying to protect itself.
Yeah, it was like it's like it knew.
It knew. It was like, no, Phil, don't do this to yourself. I'm going to try and save you.
Don't do this, Dad. It's not worth it.
I had to keep closing the app and restarting the PS4 to get it to work, and it just kept going, no, seriously, Phil, don't do it to yourself. Don't do it. I'm going to kill myself to try and save you. But, I ended up watching all of it.
Yeah.
Good.
No.
No.
It's only about an hour of your life. It's not like some of them WCW pay-per-views. Yeah?
I could have taken various bits of my body and put them against the grater and rubbed them up and down very hard. It would be more fun than this show.
Look, we're spoiling it. It's spoilers ahead. People think this is marvellous until we start commentating.
I'm going to come to this because, like, this whole Brawl For All is actually happening like quite a magical time of wrestling. And there's other things that are happening on kind of most of the Raws that we could be talking about, but instead we're going to be talking about this stupidness.
Look,
hey, let's go.
It's an experiment. It was great, right? So the go along, and I'll just say some of my source material from this is I've used a bit. I think I've just about listened to a shoot interview of all the competitors at various times.
Wow.
I've used Mr. Cornette's various ramblings and writings about it all, as well as Mr. Russo's, and Bob Holly's mentions it quite a lot in his book as well, which I do enjoy.
Did you listen to the Bruce Pritchard podcast?
And that's my next source of call. Bruce Pritchard.
Round of applause for Phil. Yeah, no one will get why I'm applauding, but well done, Phil.
Okay, I'll cut it in now, you, and don't worry about it. You just listen to Bruce Pritchard. Bruce Pritchard?
Who?
Oh god, this is going to be a long one. This. Listen to Bruce Pritchard. I can't say his name. Brother Love's podcast.
It was Bruce Pritchard who was tasked with organising this tournament.
Poor bastard.
He had a bit of paper with people's names jotted down, and it was up to him to phone them up and sell this tournament to them.
Looking at who's in, he didn't do that good a job then, did he?
So who's on this tournament? But before we get to that, the problem is it depends on which wrestlers you wanted. Because let's face it, they were never going to put Steve Austin as somebody in this tournament. That would just be ludicrous, right?
That would be a silly idea.
So what it would be is it would be people who really couldn't get on TV for shit. So they had to, this was the law. If you literally harm each other on TV, we'll let you on television. Literally, that's why
the Jobber Cup.
Yes, that's why a lot of the superstars in this are people who are not exactly high on the totem pole, because like even you look at some wrestlers. I'm trying to think who I could use as an example around that particular time. Let's just go for argument's sake, someone like Val Venus.
All right, I was going to say headbangers.
And although he wasn't massive up the card, it's the sort of thing he wouldn't have to do because his gimmick was over. He was already appearing on.
Yeah, he had that kind of thing to his character that the audience could like.
Yeah, he was already on. He didn't have to do this to be on television.
True.
Yeah, the catchphrase, hello, ladies.
What a catchphrase that was. I bet that took 2 seconds to think of.
Yeah,
hang fire though. Hang fire. If we're going to go for this, your catchphrase is well over. You don't have to do this. Explain to me how are the Godfather's in this.
I don't think the Godfather is well into his gimmick at this stage.
Well, we'll come to that later on, Al. Don't you worry about that.
Right, so Bruce Pritchard's got this list, right? But as well as jobbers, they want to put some legitimate tough guys in to try and give the tournament some, legitimacy, giving it some providence. That's just
give it some backbone, yeah.
So obviously he's got guys like Severin, Blackman, and Shamrock. They're some of the bigger names he's got in there. So he's got to phone them up and say, listen, this is the rules. You'll fight. You'll get $5,000 either way if you do the first fight. If you win, you'll get another $5,000, and at the end of the day, you'll get $100,000 if $5,000 every round you win, and then $100,000 if you win it at the end, to try and get people to think, yeah. So he gets these initial people. They'll sit there for a little interview with all 16 of them, however many it is, and he goes, listen, we've got the basis of idea at first. It's going to be like a shoot fight. Anything goes. There's not going to be any rules. So Steve Blackman puts his hand up and goes, so I can just kick somebody's knee out and I won't get wrong for it at all. And then they turn around and go, yeah, we're going to have some rules in this fight.
Tell them the rules, JR. 3 1-minute rounds, 36-minute point system in effect. The most punches per round will earn you 5 points. For each takedown you earn, you will receive 5 points. And for each knockdown you earn, you will receive 10 points. The legendary Danny Hodge will be the official for this contest, and a knockdown ends the brawl. No, a knockout. Knockout.
Can you guess what the first rule was?
No kicking.
No kicking.
There we
That's
go.
exactly what the first rule was. So this is where it went wrong, because the rules were like, apparently, I don't know much about boxing gloves, but the boxing gloves were one of the biggest and lightest you can get. So it's very hard apparently to knock someone out with the boxing gloves, because they're really, really big and really padded, the ones that have been used.
Yeah.
And then it was like, you can't, because takedowns is a thing, but they're saying it's very hard to take people down because you've got these big boxing gloves on.
Yeah, I mean, in the UFC, they obviously fight with the smaller MMA gloves.
Yeah.
Fingerless ones, isn't it? Yeah.
You've got like grip and things. With boxing gloves, you're basically like a child trying to grab a giant inflatable ball and it's just
It's just
bouncing off you
mittens.
over
It's
and
just
over
one or the
again.
other.
Yeah,
Mittens. The
it's just
mittens.
mittens. Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Big heavy mittens.
So apparently some people went to Ken Shamrock and went, listen, Ken, you shouldn't be in this tournament.
Yeah, but also at this point, isn't Ken Shamrock like the deadliest man in the world or something?
Yeah, but he's doing it because of pride, because he thinks he can win it, and maybe he could win it. But listen, Ken, you can't do half the stuff that you win UFC with,
Yeah, because hasn't he already, at this point, he's already competed in UFC and he's done some of the Japanese stuff, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Pride or whatever it was.
You both, I think, actually.
Yeah.
They were like,
So he's
Ken,
legitimately, hurt people.
yeah. All it would take would just be a straight punch or like takedowns, and you're eliminated. But not only that, Ken Shamrock at the time was pretty high up the card. He was wrestling The Rock like every night, sort of thing.
Yeah.
As soon as he loses, then Shamrock is nothing. You know what I mean? That's his career done pretty much. So they literally went, no, Shamrock, you probably shouldn't. So Shamrock pulled out. Dan Severin's version is Shamrock was too scared. But the other things I've read is, he was told that it was probably.
You could argue Shamrock is the smartest one out of all of them.
I said that earlier on. The smartest person in the room here is Ken Shamrock.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I'd argue Dan Severin's smarter because at least he has one match.
We're not on that.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
Spoilers.
I'll bleep that so we don't get the spoilers.
Excuse me for trying to get through the podcast in time.
Well, come on, we're only 14 minutes in and we're well on the way. Anyway.
All right, carry on then. Come on.
Right. So out the original draw, a guy who mouthed off in the back quite a lot was, does everyone remember Tiger Ali Singh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, Card Corley said he mouthed off loads in the book about how tough he was, and apparently to the point where whoever drew him in the first round was going to kill him, whoever it was. We're just going to say, right, we're just going to. So apparently he had an injury and decided to withdraw from the tournament.
How convenient.
Oh, what a shame.
So apparently they had to fill someone up, and then it was suggested that Bob Holly's a pretty tough guy. Why don't you get him in? So yeah, Holly said he was a last-minute substitute in his book to join the Brawl For All, and he said he was happy to do it. So there you go. So you've got your 16 competitors. Apparently the draw was done legitimate. It wasn't fixed. It was drawn out of a hat. Can you guess who the draw master was?
Oh, I remember the podcast. Oh, D'Lo Brown.
Oh, you're not a million miles away.
Jack Tunney.
I think, is he dead? I don't know.
Oh, he is now.
Of course, Jack Tunney.
He'd been in the bar, wouldn't he? He would have been doing it backstage.
Savio Vega.
That's it.
Oh, what? How? Wait a minute. Hold on. He's actually in it.
Well, I don't know. I didn't invent it, but
That's
yeah,
what Bruce said.
apparently he was the draw master.
That's
Draw Master Savio.
The Draw Master.
So with all that said and done, even you've got everything in place. You've got your brackets. It's going to be on. I think it's heavily advertised at King of the Ring. I remember, JJR's commentary.
This was a massive push because they were trying to compete against the Tough Man amateur boxing tournaments. So they thought, you know what, we'll ram this down people's throats, and they'll love it. They'll absolutely love it because there's violence, there's everything else, and as we'll learn, that may not have been the case.
So round 1 is on Monday Night Raw, 29th of June, 1998. Gentlemen, what's special about this date?
It's the first night of the Brawl For All.
Other than that,
I don't know. Why is it special?
it is the day after King Foley, King of the Ring, when Mick Foley was thrown off the top of the cell.
Jesus Christ, you're on the ball today with names.
Chuck, it is the very next night after the most astounding King of the Ring match ever.
Oh my God. Look out. They killed him. Oh my God. That's not a spy witness. He is broken in half.
So they go from that to this.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. And here's the shocking thing. They stretched this over 2 months.
Well, it's about 2 per show, isn't it, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, if they're positioning it as a tough man contest, you can't have 5 matches of that in a row, can you? Because
Well, no.
you just couldn't, because it would lose all credibility, even though it hasn't got any credibility.
Why not do all the first round matches 1 week? Then maybe have.
You can't give the audience this good television all in 1 week, man. You're giving it all away in 1 week.
Okay, I suppose that's true. I mean, you can't give away classics such as our opening match, you know.
Who's the classic combatants in this opening match?
Well, I'll explain.
It's pretty good one actually. It's Mero against Blackman?
It's Steve Blackman against Mark Mero in an instant classic that the crowd was so into they were booing within 1 minute.
Yes,
I think there's some We Want Wrestling chants knocking on. But anyway, the problem is Mero should be really good at this because he's a legitimate boxer. He's quite a good amateur boxer. But Blackman is Steve Blackman.
Well,
and if you watch this match, there's no doubt in my mind Blackman would have won the tournament. I don't think.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Blackman held it down within like 10 seconds.
He literally found the floor. It's like, you know, when you try to do a really hard thing on a computer game and there's some like simple thing, you just spam it to win it, isn't it?
He's just doing King's medium kick. That's what he's doing. He just takes down Miro over and over and over again. So I think whenever Miro goes to throw a punch, Blackman just takes him down. So your exciting KO-filled boxing match ends up with just 2 guys just going to the floor every kind of 2 minutes.
Yeah, Mero tries to box him, but I think he gets taken down 7 times or something in total.
7 times, and I think that's in the first round almost, because by the end you could just tell his face is just like, what
my problem is, like, they both come out to the same music.
Yeah, it's very generic.
They come out to the Brawl For All music.
Yeah, but it's so like they kind of walk to the ring. There's no razzmatazz to it. There's no kind of oomph to it.
Well, that's the point.
Supposed to sound menacing.
No, that's the point, because UFC at that point wasn't very flashy. It was just like, here's 2 men, they're going to beat the living daylights out of each other.
You've got a show with like starts with pyro and there's all this excitement going on, and then it's just like this kind of really.
Phil, do you seriously think they would waste pyro in this?
They should have done some pyro.
Why?
Just to make it a little bit exciting.
You've already pissed $100,000 down the toilet. Why waste pyro on it?
That's a fair point. Well, I would have hired some better trainers though, because like Miro's.
No, I think they're both all proper trainers. I'm sure they are.
The problem is I've got Mark Miro's trainer. He's like in the rings, like, you know, doing like massages on his face, kind of doing his things, and just kind of offering a drink, going, "Okay, Miro, you do this, you do that." And Blackman's commentator just the trainer's just kind of leaning on the ropes, going, "Do you want a drink?"
He's probably terrified of him.
And he's like, "No, you're all right, thanks."
If he looks at Blackman funny, he can't kill him.
Like, he doesn't even take out his mouth guard, and Steve just drops it on the floor and is like, "You know what? Just leave it there. I'm not even going to put it back in."
It's probably like, I don't need anyone.
I'm just going to take him down for 3 minutes and just go home. So can we just go on?
Pretty much, it's a easy night for him.
Yeah.
So literally, Blackman just takes Mero down. I think Mero gets 5 points in 1 round for most punches. But as good as Boxer Mero is, he can't cope with these takedown things.
No.
And Blackman wins easy.
Yep.
By decision.
Was the next? I don't know the point scores. I didn't write them down.
I don't think we need those out, to be brutally honest.
Sometimes you don't even sometimes they don't even tell you the point scores. They tell you who wins.
Just to work it out for yourself.
Because no one knows.
Because there are judges by the ring, aren't there? There's like 3 judges.
Yeah, there is 3 judges at ringside, but most punches landed. How could you possibly calculate that? You know, if you're a judge, how could you?
Have they got one of those things?
Boxing.
Those things that,
between the 3 of them, they should be able to. I don't know if they've got like a punch tracker or anything like that.
Isn't it more like style and aggression and stuff like Robot Wars when boxing judges do it, isn't it?
Man, I'd go for a WWE theme Robot Wars in a heartbeat.
Oh, can you imagine that if they challenged each like teams to build a robot and then send it into this little ring?
Wasn't that a driving game they had? What was it called? Crash Zone or something like that?
Crush Hour.
Yeah. That's it. There you go.
God, I forgot about that.
Right, back to the tournament.
Oh yeah, next
second match, same night. It's a classic. It's Bradshaw. It's the man who said he's going to win it all against Henry Godwin.
Fucking God!
There's some great things about this match because first of all, it's Blackjack Mulligan Bradshaw.
Yep.
Because he's got like cowboy boots on and stuff.
Oh
but
yeah.
If you go to this match on the you got the dot things on the bottom of the network. You go to this match, you rewind it just a minute or so, you get a promo of Kane with his throat machine talking about being the next pack.
Oh no.
Because I know I can beat Stone Cold again.
Bradshaw is taking on Mark Canterbury because they've dropped the Godwin gimmicks and they're now Southern Justice.
Yeah. His legal name apparently.
I think Canterbury even wrestles much after this, but anyway,
no.
This one is the opposite of the first match. This one is just windmill punching, isn't it?
It's a hockey fight straight away. It's a hockey fight.
This entire tournament is windmill punching.
This entire tournament is basically a rock'em sock'em robot tournament.
So I think is there like one takedown if you're lucky in this, and all the rest of it is just punching.
Yeah.
And judges decide Bradshaw's the winner.
But I did. It took until this match to actually realise. They turned down the house lights.
Oh yeah, they made it like a boxing ring. And they had proper boxing ropes and corners because that made a bit of fucking difference.
But you've got a man coming out in like a t-shirt versus Bradshaw who comes to the ring dressed as a wrestler.
Sure.
And then they have a hockey fight for 3 minutes, and then it finishes. And I've got I wrote down Bradshaw wins to the sound of indifference.
Oh, that's about right.
Right, week 2. Which match is on first? Because
this is on the Raw on the 7th of July '98. Why is this day special, folks?
It's the week after the King of the Ring.
No.
Okay.
It's the night of the second night of the Brawl For All tournament.
Other than that, on this show, right, DX comes out dressed as the Nation of Domination.
Oh, that gimmick!
The Triple H is the Croc.
Oh, and X-Pac blacks up.
Yep. That's on this very show. On the opposite channel, on WCW Nitro, what happens in WCW Nitro?
Isn't this when they lose the first? Oh, okay.
In the Georgia Dome, Hulk Hogan is pinned by Goldberg, clean in the middle of the ring.
Oh, the match that should have been on a pay-per-view, but
this very night,
WCW, they didn't.
This very night. So
they were terrified the Brawl For All would take viewers away from WCW.
Clearly, the first match of Brackus versus Savio Vega can compete with Goldberg versus Hulk Hogan.
Okay,
in the Georgia Dome.
Right, Brackus was a guy hired by Vince. He's a big muscly German guy.
He looks well muscly.
Yeah. And apparently, he was going to be good, and apparently he sucked in the ring. He did a few matches for ECW. He did a few matches sort of not really televised. His biggest match was in an event that wasn't even televised called Mayhem in Manchester, which ended up being on a video release, and he lost to Jeff Jarrett. And and this is his other biggest match. And this is quite funny because apparently you wouldn't believe it was a shoot.
Well, I'm sure he learned very quickly.
He went to Savio Vega in the dressing room and went, "So how we're working this?" And he's like, "It's a shoot. We're gonna." And he's going, "You're not really gonna hit this." I'm like, yeah, it is. It's a shoot. Practice. We're supposed to be hitting each other. And he's like, "No. What's happening?" So anyway, they got to the ring, and obviously Savio wanted to win. And he said he felt really bad for hurting the kid, but he had no choice. Wasn't
Brackus like properly hurt after this?
Yeah, well, he broke his nose, I think, but he I don't think he had any idea that what he was going to. He was much bigger than Savio, but he looked so outmanned, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, I think there's a JR quote here that I've written down where JR says they're not trained boxers, and I've written down. No shit. Because Like, I think Brackus goes for a takedown, misses, and just kind of face plants onto the floor at one point.
Sounds about right.
But he just, like, Savio has got his number and just, like, it's almost painful to watch when he's punches. Because Brackus bend a bit, he's, like, incredibly blown up.
Yeah, I don't think he knew, but Vega's a pretty good fighter. And he knew how to do it, and he got through. And like I said, in his shoot, he does say he felt bad for hurting the kid, but that was the name of the game. So that's Savio through.
A unique experiment, Jim Ross says at one point as well.
Wow.
A unique experiment.
Next. Oh, this is quite funny. The two friends go against each other with Jaws taking on Road Warrior Hawk.
With hair. I don't like it. He looks like Sting.
Apparently, another little tidbit. They reckon the draw wasn't legit, even though people say it was. They reckon it was fixed to have the two friends fighting against each other.
To be fair, it was drawn by one of the participants, so that's fair.
Yeah.
Hang on, I've got Darren Jaws stuff here. I'd much rather have Brackus. Let's just change these pieces of paper.
And also, again, like Hawk comes out just wearing his wrestling gear and face paint.
Yeah, the face paint is what got me. I'm like,
well, I think they were doing. He had to do an angle with DOA or something on the night, so he's probably dressed like that anyway. So it's not like he thingied up. But anyway,
also, he's got like a very casual disregard for his mouth guard during the whole match.
Well, yeah, the mouth guards won't stay in, will they? They keep falling. I think. And then doesn't Dross just spit his out at one point?
Yeah, because I think Hawk loses his, and Dross goes, "You know what? We'll just spit it out."
And what I love about this match is it's a draw.
Yep.
And they've just can't be asked to think of any tie break or any other scenario. It's a draw. Hawk gets his nose broke.
Yeah.
In this, and apparently the plan is to have a rematch at some point in the future. Maybe on Heat. I don't know.
Does he actually mention
the thing? No, not yet.
Did you actually mention that? Because I didn't really watch after it, so I don't think if he kind of went back later in the show and went.
Yeah, they do. I'm sure it said somewhere that there'll be another round or a playoff or something at one point. But I'll get into that. In round two. Nice. So that's draws through on points. Was it close points decision? I think it was close.
It was a draw, but draws advanced because.
Can I get into the bloody second round first? Can we get past the first round before we start doing things on the second round? Right.
Okay, next Raw, 13th of July, 98. What's so special about this night?
It's the third week after the King of the Ring.
Other than that.
It's the third week of the Brawl For All.
Other than that. Nothing really, just the day after my birthday, so,
Oh, well, fuck you.
Oh, wanker.
Well, this is whatever you remember when the Mega Powers exploded?
Yes.
This is the night the new Midnight Express explodes.
Oh, fuck off.
Wow, I didn't think he was going to go that way with it. Bodacious Bart Gunn. Bob Holly.
Yeah, apparently Jim Cornette is so upset that they've got to fight each other, he's resigned to be the manager from the new Midnight Express. I mean, this is a fucking terrible gimmick anyway, but still. So he's resigned, and apparently, even though it's a legit fight, they were told to ham it up a bit, to put a bit wrestling theatrics on it.
Make it a bit interesting.
Yeah. And apparently, Bart Gunn and Bob Holly were quite good friends because they were travelling quite a lot of the time, and they just went to each other. Apparently, listen, no takedowns, right? We're just going to hit each other. So that's what they decided.
Gentleman's agreement. It's weird. Like when Bart comes out, he looks really good, and he looks kind of like he's got a bit of the Ziggler about him. Like with his hair's kind of slipped back. And Hardcore Holly, well, he's not hardcore yet, is he? He's just Bob Holly with a weird hair.
He's past the Bart Gunn stage. Like, not Bart Gunn. Let's say the guy. Fuck. Oh well, it's 1-0.
Yeah,
thank you.
Score draw. I was going to say, yeah, this one's got a ref talk at the beginning. The other one didn't. They just kind of got in the ring and started. This has got like the ref going, hit each other, back up, let's go, clean fight and all that. So I guess they're kind of like advancing the format of it a little bit.
If that's what you want to call it.
Well, I can't call it anything else.
So Holly put up a good fight, but Gunn looks the better boxer. You can tell he's more schooled and more.
He's not a boxer, but he's got you can tell his hands. He's got good hands.
He's done it. He's done it before, sort of thing.
Yeah,
right, he hit the other guy more, hence he won.
And Bart Gunn's shorts are superior. They're really good shorts.
So apparently, at the end, we're told to sort of do a bit of theatrics, and that's just Holly push him in the back at the end.
Yeah, there's like a little bit of it to do.
And stuff.
And JR's go-to phrase.
It goes nowhere.
What a surprise! You're telling me the new Midnight Express doesn't go anywhere? My God.
Yep.
Like JR's go-to phrase in this match, and most of the others is out of their element.
And both these men are out of their elements. Remember, I'll tell you what, these guys are tough. They're out of their element. A lot of courage to get in out of your element.
That's JR's code for what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
Why?
I believe the next match isn't actually in order. Is that right?
Yeah, the next match is...
It skips a bracket to the bottom of the draw.
It's in the fourth bracket, and it is our good friend, Mr. Holtrain himself.
But he's not yet, though. We'll come to that.
Well, sorry, Mr. Holtless Train.
Yeah, Holtless Train.
So he's just a train of men at the moment. Think about that image.
So was that holeless or hopeless?
A little bit of
call
both.
it what you want.
Listen,
Okay.
guy, this is. Show some respect. This is Papa Shango you're talking about here.
Fuck off, Phil.
I'd prefer it if he appeared as Papa Shango.
That'd be amazing. Voodoo
That would have been
comes out with boxing
amazing. Can you
gloves
imagine?
on. But with the boxing gloves on, as Papa Shango.
With the boxing gloves on, desperately trying to take off, take the skull thing that he's got around his neck
Just
off.
knocking the hat off his head.
That sounds like a Photoshop job I have to do. I'm still proud of the ones I did the other week.
They look good. Really good.
And he's against Dan Severn.
Yes, the smartest man in this tournament.
Who
Yes, Dan the Beast
looks like a dad. You know what I mean?
He's always looked like a dad.
He's wearing a
though.
dad t-shirt, dad mustache.
This is where the plot thickens, is this here, because Severn wants to win, and Severn knows how to win. Apparently, if anyone's seen any of his UFC matches, they are total snooze fests at times.
Wow.
It's not
So
the
what could
best
happen with
in the
this
world.
match then?
So, literally, Dan Severn thinks he's going to treat it like UFC, and the Godfather's a big punching guy, he's quite tough, but Severn literally takes him down and keeps him down.
Yeah, keeps going for submissions.
Despite the referee keeps saying to let him off the mat. Nope, Severn knows it's only a minute. If he does 2 takedowns, keeps him down for 20 seconds at a time,
To win.
he's going to win. And that's exactly how he does it.
Because the refs mic'd this one now as well, isn't he? Because it was some other old wrestling dude in the first round, the first week. But that's like a normal ref, and he's mic'd up, so you can hear him talking to the wrestlers and stuff, like in a proper boxing match. So they're still trying to make it boxing.
I think someone's screaming in his ear to say, get Severn off the mat.
Yeah, because we've got
And of
some
course-
we've got some bullshit chants. The crowd are booing. We get a "We Want Wrestling" chant.
That doesn't look too clean.
Godfather blocked that takedown.
Let's go. Come on. Sound like the ref gave him a takedown there. Well, some of those are questionable. Come on.
That's the end of the second round here. These people want to see some haymakers.
So, of course, Severn managed to, as good as the Godfather is, that Severn advances because literally you won't let him up. He keeps him down, apparently lets you. I heard someone say he had a fight with Shamrock at UFC, and literally the pair of them rolled around the floor for half an hour or so.
Right.
They basically just tried to hump each other for 15 minutes. It was pretty bad.
So anyway, we'll
It's a
quickly
bad-
go on
it's
to
a
the
bad thing, that
next
one is.
week.
Yeah, 20th of
What-
July
what-
98. Nothing happened that week, so carry on.
Right,
No. That was a very important week as well.
Oh, the 4th week of the Brawl For All. Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
No. The fourth week after the King of the Ring.
That's true. Yeah, sorry.
Right, I'll quickly, just to be complete, I don't know if anyone watched the bottom match. We had Scorpio against 8 Ball. That was so bad, it wasn't shown in its entirety on television.
Well, here's the thing, though, because they kind of show like a recap of it, and that makes it look like the most exciting match they ever had.
Well,
Yeah,
it
it's called
looked
editing.
Exactly.
What, is it only 20 seconds long?
Yeah.
It is about 20 seconds long. If anyone really wants to know, it took place before the Owen Hart Farouk match. And I think they filled in television time by letting Shawn Michaels have an extra long entrance.
That makes
And
sense.
Shawn Michaels comes out just before the recap the show, and his entrance is so long, his music starts up again.
Nice.
Right? So I've got a feeling that might have been better television, and they told him just to have a really long entrance. So when Michael sits there on commentary, they discuss the match, and 8 Ball, as big as he is, really should be beating Scorpio, shouldn't he? Because Scorpio's just, he's quite a small guy. But nope, Scorpio takes the big man down, and as brief and highlighted as it is, Scorpio goes through to round 2.
What a hero.
And then we kind of have the main event of round 1.
I don't know if that's the right term.
If anyone remembers the Quebecers,
Yes,
or
I do,
Jean-Pierre
sadly.
Lafitte, this is Quebec Pierre. Again, the Quebecers had a brief comeback in '98, but Jack was released They kept Pierre on. He did a lot of training sort of camps and stuff. But here he is trying to do the Brawl for All. And this is what the final there is if this was a boxing match, there is no way he would be allowed to compete because he's completely blind in one eye.
Yeah, he's only got one eye. One eye's a glass eye, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've just read, do we know how this happened?
He got shot in the eye with an air gun, I believe.
Yeah, his friend shot him in the eye with a pellet gun.
Well, how often do you lose an eye?
Don't know, unfortunate accident involving a knife.
How did PJ and Duncan lose their sight? Was it like...
It was a paintball accident, right? That's the Brawl for All. God, no wonder these podcasts take fucking hours, right?
How cool is Pierre's eye patch, though? He's wearing like an eye patch.
It's pretty pimping.
Badass, man.
He needs a parrot, though.
But you can tell Dr. Death is the important one.
We haven't got to him yet either, right?
Oh, God,
apparently Pierre...
Jesus Christ.
God's sake, keep this in order. Pierre really wanted to win this, and he hired professional trainers and stuff. Except he hired them the week before Vince told him he was wrestling, and then they changed their mind to wrestle this week or box this week or whatever.
Oh,
so yeah, because none of the trainers are there. So Pierre thinks he's got a good chance, and his opponent, of course, is the man groomed for the whole thing.
Yes,
he's a Japanese, was really big in Japan and
Japanese, yes,
yeah, Japanese,
yes, and other organisations. And he is, of course, Dr. Death Steve Williams, who comes with a big reputation, but not really for a lot of casual fans. I know I didn't at the time, didn't really know who he was.
Cool name, though. You can't argue with that.
But anyway, he comes in. He's literally only had a handful of... I've got his exact match listings, which I'm looking through now. I don't think we've seen... in fact, he debuted 28th of April, 1998. He beat Scorpio. And Vince McMahon even came out to introduce him. And this was in a dark match prior to a Raw taping. And then I think after that, this is his next match.
Yep.
So,
fun fact.
Yep.
Steve Williams went unpinned in North American wrestling for one whole decade between 1987 and 1997.
Oh.
Do we know who pinned him?
Ludwig Borga.
Hang on, is this
Please
is this before the Brawl? Is this before the Brawl for All?
Yeah, because that's 98 and the happened.
Because I know who pinned them. I know who pinned them after that.
No,
97. Because it's not. Is it in WCW?
What's that?
The Mountie.
Is it?
It's not the Mountie.
Is it in WCW?
Glacier.
No. Not Glacier. Jesus.
The Shockmaster.
So what federation would it have been in?
He was pinned by the at time ECW World Heavyweight Champion Raven.
Ooh.
At Crossing Line again, March 26, 1997.
Blimey.
So anyway, Steve Williams literally was brought in to feud with Steve Austin, and by winning this tournament, he was going to elevate himself to a big star. Thus, they were running out of heels for Austin to fight. I mean, if you look at the rest of the year, he just fucking fought Undertaker and Kane in dire matches. So they were kind of running things out. So the Williams was like, I don't think he would have been a big event, but maybe one of them in your house events he would have filled in is a thing against Austin. And that's what they were hoping for.
Well, he's the one who gets he comes out wearing his his robe. He gets an interview beforehand. He's certainly got a bit more kind of production around him.
Some guy have a little talk about him in the corner. Is that right? Don't have some guest star talking about him, like how good he is or something?
Yeah, some kind of he gets it's like his old coach or something.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So Williams comes to the ring, and the rumor is he's already been paid the $100,000. Because they're so sure that he's going to win because he's the toughest man. They just paid him $100,000.
Yeah.
So anyway, he comes to the ring, and Pierre can't even see shots coming from one side.
This is cruel, isn't it?
This is what's so funny. So literally, he does get pummeled, right? He gets pummeled and all the rest of it. But I've read a shoot interview with Pierre, and the end of the match sees him literally lose interest and just wander away while Williams is trying to box him, right? So the referee stops the fight because he literally turns his back.
You know what? I've had enough.
If you listen to his shoot interview, it's like, well, I was winning that match on points, and I didn't want Williams to lose, so the referee just stopped the match. I mean, what match was he watching? Can somebody answer that?
He was watching the match in his imagination.
God, Williams takes him down, he outpunches him, he's a mile ahead on points, a mile ahead. And Pierre looks out of it, he looks totally done.
But that's it, with him winning, we've got all our winners in the second and the quarterfinals for it, haven't we?
Is it really fair to call them all winners? No one's a winner in this tournament.
I need to add a fact, because do you remember you do your interesting Raw facts?
Oh, go on then.
Yes.
Brackus wrestled on this show.
Really?
He squashed one of, I think it was Jesus, or it was one of the Bariquas guys. He literally squashed him in a minute.
Well, literally just squashed him. He did like
get revenge.
A Big Daddy splash, and that was it.
Where he's beaten. And that was it. We never saw Brackus after that. So that was Brackus' last match. There you go.
Hooray!
So right,
Alan,
round 2.
We're now after round 1.
Fight!
What happens with most of the people going into the next round?
Well, Blackman advanced. Blackman wanted to take the thing really seriously, so he hired a guy to spar with. He hired quite a larger gentleman, and when he took him down, the larger gentleman landed on Blackman's ankle. And that was Blackman done.
So Blackman's withdrawn, Miro's through.
He had to withdraw from the tournament, so who goes through? I'll tell you what, we'll just make the guy who lost in the first round go through. Cool. So Miro's now advanced for losing, Yeah,
they didn't really think that through, because they could have had a reserve match, and therefore an actual person that won something would made it through. But instead they've got this.
That would mean you and we'd have to sit for another contest.
At this point, I'll hope so much I don't care anymore.
So
the quarterfinals, the first is on the Raw, 27th of July 98. What's special about this show?
A fun fact about this, it's the 5th week after the King of the Ring.
Also, The Godfather debuts his hose this very night.
Oh!
It's the actual debut of The Godfather's hose.
This is the first night the Godfather lost his virginity. Yeah. Oh.
And there's only one match on this week, because it's a big one. I'm sure it'll go well. It's Bodacious Spark Gun versus Dr. Death.
Yep.
Also, they did that the second week after. I didn't realise that. So that's like Williams fought last week and now he's fighting this week.
Yeah, I wonder if that'll have any repercussions coming up shortly.
Well, this is the Brawl for All match. This is it. This is
why I think why it's remembered. Apart from this and another one.
Another tidbit. Bart Gunn openly says if somebody came to him and said, "Listen, Bart, the idea of the tournament is Williams to win," he had no problem lying down. He says, if the offers wanted me to not, to not take it properly, I would have just let the guy beat me. I don't want to knock him out, but he wouldn't have went to, he would have went to win, but no.
There's a couple of shots where Bart just misses, and it's like that would have
killed him.
Probably hurt him. I mean, that's foreshadowing what happens, but there's a couple of shots like thinking, Jesus, that would have been not good.
Apparently, he also asked. This gets a bit misquoted. But he also asked, so if you want me to properly, what happens if I beat him? He didn't say knock him out. People say what happens if I knock him out, but he didn't. He said what happens if I beat him? And apparently Bruce Prichard went, nothing. It's a legitimate tournament. If you beat him, you beat him. There's not going to be anything bad from it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, here we go.
Match starts, and for a lot of the match, Williams looks the better guy. Bart's trying his best, but Williams looks the better.
Yeah, because there's a lot of takedowns. I think there's one point like Doc nearly goes out through the ropes. It's not great, but he's
so literally 2 rounds down. Williams is ahead. Everything's going fine. Williams is through. Towards the end of the round, Bart does a takedown, and it rips Williams' hamstring.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you can visibly see him get up and limping. Now, I think on the clock there's about 15 seconds left.
It's the end of the round, yeah.
If the guy's injured, I don't see why he didn't backpedal a bit.
Instead, he tries to run through a brick wall. Remember, that's what Bruce Prichard said.
Well, and look what happens. So he literally tries to limp and punch him, but misses. And he stumbles forward. He can barely keep his balance, and he's just so open. And Bart Gunn just welts him with his left hand.
I have to say, absolutely, it was a lovely shot he got him with.
Yeah,
it is a sweet cracking punch. 30
seconds left. When you go for that, I think Dr. Death's knee is injured. When you go for that single leg takedown like that, big bomb. They're throwing him. He's run. Dr. Death is shaking. Oh, he's gonna go. The big left hand by Bart Gunn caught the doctor. He's out. There's our first knockout.
His eyes are in the back of his head. And
he's totally gone.
And GR on commentary knows then that's it. He tries to talk him up like, he's tough, he'll be back another day. But GR knows that's him.
Yeah,
that's him.
In that one punch, you can see it. Like any kind of aura of toughness Williams had, he just punched it right off his face for that one punch.
You've been knocked out by a man called Bodacious. Congratulations.
And that's Dr. Death done, isn't it?
So that's it. They opens the tournament up a lot. And they're thinking, oh, for God's sake, which jobber's going to win this now? But anyway.
I mean, if the plan for Dr. Death was for him to win it all the while, I'm just wondering, surely there must have been some way for the WWF, a pro wrestling company, to have like a predetermined winner.
Nah.
I've got a better idea.
And make sure that they were actually not really hitting each other.
This is a unique experiment, Cameron. You're forgetting about this.
So it is.
It's innovative. So
I can improve the experiment.
there was only that one match on that Raw. Next week's Raw, 3rd of August, 98. Why is this Raw so very, very special?
6th week after the King of the Ring.
No.
Oh.
It's 4 words, 2 of which are hyphenated.
This was not only a threat. Yamaguchi said it's a promise. Deadly demonstration there, and listen to what he said. Hey! Jumpy, beep, beep! Whoa!
Choppy PP.
Yay!
This very night, Val Venus,
Choppy, your baby.
in a match with Kai and Tai with Taka Michinoku, is turned on, dragged to the back with a man brandishing his samurai sword, and the door closes.
Right, what goes on in the Brawl for All then? Who's fighting?
I don't care, Val Venus gets his bits cut off.
Look, we've got 46 minutes this has been going on for.
It's Godfather versus Scorpio. Come on, Godfather versus Scorpio.
Right, now Scorpio against a little guy. Does he offer the hose?
He does, because he's got the hose now.
But Scorpio wants to fight. I think Jerry Lawler's quote at the end is he should have took the hose.
Yeah.
But,
you don't say.
Scorpio, he's tough, and but the Godfather he's a professional, well, not professional fighter, but he's done a lot of fighting.
He's
a tough guy, isn't he? Yeah.
You can tell he's just so much bigger. It's very hard for Scorpio to do anything, and he tries his best. But I think the Godfather wins by quite a. Do we see the first knockdown as well? Does Godfather get 10 points for a knockdown?
I think he does.
So,
I thought
there's many. There's
round
not many
3, Godfather takedown for 3. Yeah, so he's
I have written down this one's almost exciting at times.
No. Almost is a very strong word.
None of this is exciting. None of this is exciting ever.
But Jim Ross says out of their element again, and it's a sexist comment from the King, so it's like WWF commentary bingo.
Just to comment first is, of course, Godfather didn't get through. It was Dan Severn who got through the original round, and he did a little promo.
He does.
He withdraws because he feels he's got nothing to prove in the WWE. WWF at the time, so he's withdrew from the tournament. So again, who do we get to replace him? Oh, the guy who beat Godfather. There's a few things from here.
He says, "I'm going to withdraw because I can do it better on my feet."
Dan Severn, I think, is standing by, and Dan, why did you withdraw?
A man of my stature, I have nothing to prove. When I have a score to settle, I will do it when my hands are not bound.
That was an amazing impersonation.
It's like you can tell he hasn't got a wrestling promo in him.
There's 2 trails of thought here. Number 1, that the office told him to withdraw because they were worried he was literally just going to roll around the mat again for another 20 and win the thing by rolling around the mat.
Probably a fair assessment there, I think.
And the other one is they told him he can't do that anymore. And Severn was worried he might go the way of Steve Williams and lose all his credibility. He can't with them boxing gloves on. It's difficult for him to do his thing. So I think.
Can I offer a third way for this?
Go on then.
I genuinely think that Dan Severn probably looked at this, thought, I'm running the risk of some serious, career-threatening injury here. They're not paying me enough.
Does anybody know if he withdrew before or after Dr. Death injured himself?
I think it was before.
I thought it was the night. Was it not on the night that he withdrew?
I'm not sure. But it'd be interesting if he saw what happened to Dr. Death. He'd think, you know what, screw this.
Yeah, exactly.
Not worth
you'd
it.
just be like, because your opponent isn't like a professionally trained fighter. It's literally like getting into a bar fight outside Wetherspoons. Essentially, it's the unpredictability of that. You know, it is.
Yeah, no, it is.
And you must as a professional fighter earning your money through like proper mixed martial arts. You'd look at that and go, nah, something's going to happen here. I'm going to get seriously injured. It's going to affect my career. Yeah. There's not enough money in the world for me to get, to be paid for this. Like what, $5,000 a fight or whatever. Not a chance. Nah, fuck it.
Yeah, you're fighting. You got to pick someone who's a fighter, but it's not a controlled environment, is it? They don't know what they're doing.
You're expecting, you'd go into like a professional MMA fight with a certain idea of what someone's going to do and prepare for that. This is literally a brawl, like a no holds brawl.
The brawl for all, Cameron. Come on.
Yeah. It's a brawl for all.
So we've got the Godfather advancing. What's next match?
That's for that Raw. The next week Raw, 10th of August, 98. When Val Venus and John Wayne Bobbitt have a press conference about his penis.
Right. Who's wrestling?
Droz versus Vega.
Oh, we missed Mero and...
No, that's next after this.
Oh, we're doing reversed.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So, Droz versus Vega. Well, Droz obviously advanced because Hawk broke his nose. So the team that Hawk wasn't fit enough to have this playoff. So Droz goes through. In reality, Hawk apparently backstage just went, Droz, I'm too old for this shit. You can go through.
Well, also, you broke my nose, you dick. I'm
you
done.
can do it. But to be fair for Droz, like he does a takedown on Vega, and that probably gets the biggest pop in this thing so far.
Oh, Drozdov looking for the takedown. Yes, that's 5 for Drozdov. And listen to this crowd, they're going nuts. You won't find this kind of action anywhere else, I guarantee you.
Droz looks pretty good. Vega's not bad, but Droz looks pretty good in this.
Droz could have paralyzed himself in this match and probably got a bigger pop.
Oh.
Vega thinks if he could kick, it would have been a different story, but he can't. He's got to use his boxing skills. Yeah. And little known, this is Savio Vega's last match because he gets a neck injury.
Hey, another one bites the dust.
Another one dead.
It. So
now we get to Mark Mero versus Bradshaw.
We've already been Mero's back in because of Blackman's injury. And I feel so sorry for Mero in this because I think he's the winner. I think he's the better fighter in this. There's a bit where they're on the ropes and they're asking him to break. And Bradshaw just picks up Mero and throws him to the mat. And then the referee goes, 5 points? He and Mero turn around and go, how the fuck was that 5 points? You told me they told him to rope break. And the referee just goes, take the 5 points off.
so freshly done this one.
I just scored it.
So, but Mero to me gets shafted because after 3 rounds, I think Mero's ahead.
No, it's a draw, isn't it? So what do you do in a draw in the Brawl For All? You have another round.
They've got an idea this time. You have another round, which to me, Mero looks like he's won. Mero thinks he's won at the end. And no, they let Bradshaw win. And I think that's the wrong decision. I think most of them are the right decision, but I think Mero won this match.
Do you know what the real wrong decision of this was? The real wrong decision was having this damn thing in the first place, but never mind.
So yeah, I felt Mero got screwed a bit there, but Bradshaw advances. Next.
The semi-finals, Raw, 17th of August, 98. What's special about this night?
It's the 8th week after the King of the Ring.
It's the Monday Night Raw debut of Gangrel.
Oh, whoopee.
Oh, come on, it's got the good music in the entrance.
I was going to say, can we slot in the music?
Of course we can.
Who's fighting?
Godfather versus Bodacious Bart. Isn't he called something like the Hammer now or something?
Right, this is funny. He's called Bart the Hammer Gun.
That's it, yeah. They give him a nickname now, don't they?
They've given him a little nickname.
That's pretty good, actually. I like that.
Because he killed Dr. Death, you get a nickname.
This is a little bit from Holly's book. Godfather's very good friends with the Undertaker because they're in the Bone Street Crew thing, and obviously Holly's friends with Thingy. So in the back, Undertaker says, "I think Godfather's got this," and Holly goes, "Would you like to put your money where the mouth is?" So Holly and Undertaker have a bet over the result of this match.
Nice.
How much?
I don't think it states.
Oh wow.
So anyway, this is big Godfather against Bart.
How do they kind of like make this match special? By having Bill Clinton on the phone when he walks to the ring.
Mr. President, are you there?
Hey, King, I'm here.
Wow, I can't believe it.
I'm trying to watch Raw.
Well, that's what I called you for. I want to welcome you to Raw here live tonight, Mr. President.
Oh, man, I want to see those babes the Godfather shop, man. I bet they make great interns.
Oh, good God.
Oh yeah, because this was in there was that guy impersonating Clinton, wasn't there?
Didn't he see him at one of the other shows as well? Like he's in the crowd. Was that
like Survivor Series 95?
That's the one.
Yeah, there's like 90. Yeah, it's a few years earlier.
But now, because it's the semi-finals, we get like a comparison graphic as well, kind of telling you some stats about.
Well, we get tail of the tape, don't we? Yeah.
Tail of the reach and stuff.
And then they have a big fight.
And what happens is Bart Gunn destroys his own gimmick by knocking the Godfather out with his right hand.
He does.
So that deadly left hand is not. It's the deadly right hand this time around.
He's going to catch his hands. That's what he's going to do.
And he does. He hits the Godfather pretty good, and the Godfather goes down again.
Well, there's one point where like I think the Godfather gets hit like 5 times in a row. Like Bart literally just is treating it like one of those, like, you know, the quick bag thing. He's just
he just treats him like a punch bag. It's kind of sad in a way, but at the same time, you see the
Godfather's face, like he doesn't even realise he's been hit.
Well, no, I think at this point the lights are starting to dim.
Yeah, and then after this, about a couple of seconds after that, he kind of gets his knockout punch. But it's like, again, it's a proper knockout, isn't it? He proper connects and proper. You can see the way he goes down. It's like, he's properly gone.
For some reason, my notes for this match, I have written that they're putting a worked injury angle into a shoot fight.
Oh yeah, there's a bit on the heat. There's a bit on the heat where Vader injures Bart Gunn or something.
Yeah, I'm like, you're putting a worked injury angle into a real fight.
Yeah.
What?
Well, to be fair, at this point, nothing's worked, so you know what? They may as well just go F it.
Probably, yeah.
On the next match?
Bradshaw versus Droz.
This is an odd one, this. I thought Droz looked pretty good in this. I thought he might have...
Mainly because Bradshaw looks fucked to begin with in this one.
I think Bradshaw maybe had one too many...
He's got like a knee strap, and he's just essentially just lumbered around the place right from the start.
My personal highlight of this match is the tail of the tape graphic beforehand.
Oh, yes.
Because Bradshaw's is spectacular when he's dressed as like a camp cowboy with a different moustache. And they've got their likes. So Dross's likes were football, tattoos, and puking. And Bradshaw's likes were football and barroom brawling.
And probably puking.
At least they've got football in common.
Yeah.
This one goes the distance, and Bradshaw wins on points.
It's another hockey fight, though, isn't it? They're just like proper.
They're just well in each other, and all the Bradshaw fights in this are basically windmill.
Yeah.
For him being the instigator of all this, about he's the hardest nut in the entire locker room. They're all just windmilling.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And also, I think this one, GR mentions is like, they're going to win big money, which I think is the first time they mentioned anything for like what the winner's actually going to get for this contest.
Yeah, it is.
Because at no point have they specified what the winner gets.
No, not at all.
Have they mentioned it like outside of the matches or anything? Like the reason why these guys are like actually going through a career threatening match?
Not a clue. No, there's no idea.
So what's the stakes? It makes no sense. Makes no sense. Anyway, the final of the Brawl For All.
Well, a little bit on the final. It was originally billed to be at SummerSlam.
Thank Christ it wasn't.
And instead it's the night after SummerSlam, I believe.
Yeah, 24th of August 98. The only thing special about this night was that it's the final for the Brawl For All.
And I believe it gets main event billing. Although I think there's a promo on after, a big promo, which most of them.
I think this is obviously the main event warm up.
Yeah.
So it is. It's Bart Gunn against Bradshaw.
Yeah, Bart Gunn against Bradshaw. So this is the final. Yeah, you've been building to this for 2 months?
Far too long.
And they come out, and it's just like a normal Brawl For All. There's no kind of extra thing for it being the final. There's no different music. It's just they just walk out like normal. It's like, oh, come on.
You've got Shawn Michaels on commentary.
Yeah, but I want a bit more than that. I want a bit of razzmatazz for the final. Come on.
Shawn Michaels on commentary. We get going round one, and that's pretty much round one.
We get going round one. That's pretty much round one.
Round one.
Literally, that's Bart Gunn comes out. He's not fanning on, and Russo and a lot of guys in the back get their wish. The whole reason the tournament was they've waited weeks and many injuries and much money wasted. But finally, for Russo and his friends, it pays off as Bart Gunn leathers Bradshaw and knocks him clean out.
He does.
About, is it 20 seconds or something?
It's like 32 or something like that. It's ridiculous.
I think Bart Gunn kind of nails Bradshaw with a couple of shots, and like the look of confusion on his face.
Oh, because Bradshaw goes down, doesn't he? And he gets an 8 count, and he stands back up.
The look on his face, he's just so confused.
And Bart Gunn knows what's coming next. Yeah. And again with his right hand, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the winner of the Brawl For All is Bodacious Bart Gunn.
Has anyone wrote down Shawn Michaels' quote?
No.
Yeah, I have written down that Shawn Michaels seems to be apoplectic in his kind of like his putting over of Bart Gunn.
Oh no, Shawn Michaels does a brilliant job. He says that's a guy who just made a name for himself and deserves it every step of the way. And he does. It's like this guy, he's legitimately won this tournament. He's knocked guys out with boxing gloves on that apparently hard to knock people out with.
But the only person he hasn't knocked out is Bob Holly, who's like a well-known tough guy.
And apparently Holly wanted that to be a feud, which it kind of went, but I'll get to that later. And yeah, he's knocked all these guys out, and he's won the Brawl for All legitimately. He
won 100 grand.
Michaels puts him over. He doesn't. He wins 75 grand, and Bradshaw wins the 25 grand apparently.
Now, how did he celebrate his win?
Returning to his cowboy gimmick and shooting some guns in the air.
No, he fucked off to Japan.
That's true.
Well, not yet. No. First of all, after Bart Gunn wins, the next week on a heat, no less, he gets presented with his trophy.
Oh yeah, on a show no one watches.
Which is literally, people reckon it's a rib. It's a giant pair of boxing gloves. They're like covered with gold tinfoil, boxing gloves.
Do you reckon he's still got it?
That's his winning thing, and you're completely correct. Rather than put the guy over like Steve Williams was going to, I'm not suggesting Bart Gunn would have been good against Austin, but he certainly would have been pretty good somewhere up the card. You know what I mean? Yeah. But no, they sent him to Japan, and that was him done. That was certainly for 98. That was him done. Other wrestlers that were done. Hawk was out for weeks with a broken nose.
Yeah.
Godfather got an injury from the knockout. He was out. Blackman's injured his ankle, so he was out. Brackus never wrestled again. Savio Vega never wrestled again. Mm-hmm. So I think, all in all, we can all agree it was a successful tournament, yeah?
Absolutely. If you're ready to injure every single jobber in your roster, good job.
So yes, literally.
They cleaned out all the jobbers. Like 8-Ball was released. Scorpio was released the next year. Yeah. Droz broke his neck the next year. The Severin left the next year. Yeah, it's just like, how can we get rid of all our jobbers? Just have them kill each other in the ring.
Yeah.
2 months.
To be fair, background to go into bigger and better things says in All Japan he wrestled in the
We haven't got there yet. Hang on.
Oh Jesus!
Give him a chance to compose himself.
Sorry.
So what happened of these people? Well, the only 3 people I'm going to concentrate on the tournament is Bob Holly, Bart Gunn, and Steve Williams.
Okay.
So what happened was Williams done his hamstring and he was out for ages.
Yes, he was.
He finally returned on January the 12th to beat Bob Holly, but that was in a dark match. They then did. He had to go to this training camp, and he had a match with Pierre, which he beat, and he had a match with Midian, which he beat. That was like, I think, a pre-thing to OVW, this training camp thing they did. He would have a match on Heat on the 15th of March, where he would defeat both Hardy Boys in a handicap match.
Nice.
Ooh.
And then it would. I'll just get to my page. Then it would happen. They did a little storyline with Bart Gunn, who came back. I don't know. There's an interview with Jim Ross, and he's in the ring with Bart Gunn saying that you destroyed. You thought you beat my guy, and you humiliated me, and you told everyone in the back you were going to knock out JR's boy, and all the rest of it. And he was getting a bit weird. He's like, you look at my eye, you look me in the eye, Bart. Does my face disgrace you? Because he's had the Bell's palsy thing, and it was all a bit odd. But anyway, Williams came up behind him and literally suplexed him out of his shoes. Looked so stiff. I wondered if that was sort of payback. But before that, Bart Gunn's return was Holly was in the ring, and he was a hardcore champ, and he said, who's going to challenge me? And then Bart Gunn came out.
Obviously.
Then do you remember me? No one else remembers. And no one else remembers me because I've been off telly for bloody 6 months. But do you remember me? I knocked you out once. I beat you once, and I'm tough. I'll do all the rest. So you had a hardcore match on Raw. Bart Gunn comes out looking like Smoking Guns, right? except he's got a black glove on his left hand now.
That's the hammer, isn't it? That's the hammer.
Oh. So what would happen is if you watch it, it's a really good, fun hardcore match between him and Holly. And at the end, some guy dressed in a silly mask and a gi comes out and throws Bart off the stage and lets Holly get the win. Originally, apparently that does turn out to be Al Snow, but originally they wanted it to be Steve Williams. But JR said it's ridiculous. You can't have Steve Williams dressed in this costume. And even the next week on Raw, he comes out, they're doing this whole heel Jim Ross thing. He comes out and he's got this gi and this mask in a bag, and he said, this is ridiculous. This is what head office wanted us to do. They wanted us to dress this former whatever time champion and legitimate tough guy in this crap costume and all the rest of it. And then the next thing on Raw, because JR's kicked off commentary, he built his own commentary desk.
No, God's sake. You forget about those kind of things, don't you?
He gets upset with Holly. Holly gets put through his commentary desk during the match, and he gets upset. And that sets up Steve Williams' only sort of match of note sort of thing after the tournament, other than the things I've told you about there. And it's a hardcore championship match on Raw 15th, February 15th.
Not even a pay-per-view or anything. It's on
No. Yeah, and Bart Gunn is. Sorry, that's the wrong one. Oh. This is where you get your notes done first.
Good plan.
Shit, I haven't got it. I know it happened. Right, I haven't got it, so I'm just gonna have to. Use
wing it.
Memory. It's Steve. I don't know the date. Someone look it up. It's Steve Williams against Hardcore Holly, and it's a match, and it ended with Al Snow.
It's a match. Hold on. Steve Williams versus Hardcore Holly.
Yeah, I know the finish.
Let's research that.
It's a match. We know it's a match. Right. What more do we need to know?
Al Snow comes in and hits Williams with a frying pan to end the contest.
Oh, here we go. Right, forgotten matches. Dr. Death, Steve Williams versus Hardcore Holly. It's 5 minutes and 57 seconds. It's on Daily Motion. It features, and I quote on here, Evil Jim Ross.
Of a match.
Yeah, there we go. That's not good. It happened.
So yeah, I think Snow interferes with a frying pan. Holly wins, and literally that's Dr. Death's career over with. The story goes that they wanted him to wrestle in Japan, but for the WWE, like some exchange thing. And Dr. Death went, listen, I've done Japan. I really want to stay here with my family and stuff, sort of thing. And he said apparently that was enough for them to terminate his contract. So they terminated his contract, and he was very disappointed that Jim Ross, a good friend, would betray him like that. And I don't think him and Williams ever really spoke since of the whole scenario. So that's another bad thing that came out of the Brawl for All.
Yeah, ruined two good friends. Thanks, Vince Russo.
Holly so far is the best guy. Like, it wasn't even directly from the Brawl for All, but Holly seems to be the guy with the biggest sort of career type thing.
The biggest win out of it, and he lost in the first round.
But there is, of course, one Brawl for All match we have not mentioned, which we'll get to next. So Bart Gunn has that one wrestling match on against Holly, and that's his only wrestling match. Because they're saving him for bigger things. They won a big contest at WrestleMania 15.
And my God, they get a big contest.
They get a legitimate tough guy contest guy. They get Butterbean, who has wrestled once before. He did a little angle with Mero at D-Generation X97, which ended up in the disqualification.
He did,
and again, Butterbean was happy to play ball. He said, listen, I don't think you would have went as far as knocking him out, but if he wanted Gunn to win in some fashion, like by points or something, to make Gunn look good, he was happy to play ball, and he would go along with that. But no, we won a legitimate fight, the only legitimate fight in WrestleMania history, and that's what they wanted.
You try to tell me that Aki Bono versus Big Show wasn't a legitimate fight
as well.
Yes, I've done the research, and I'm afraid, guys, yes, it was a shoot. Sorry,
bullshit.
So yes, that's what you get. Bart Gunn versus Butterbean, and apparently there's a few really silly rules. They wanted Bart Gunn to trim down to be like more of a speedy boxer type thing, and they did loads of boxing lessons for him. But obviously it's not strictly boxing; it's more like fighting. And apparently, even though they said it was Brawl for All rules, they told both men no takedowns.
Yeah, because how can you take down Butterbean? He's just like a
Well, no, what you do is you place a donut on the ground. He goes down to get the donut. You kick him over. Done.
I suppose if you did manage to take down Butterbean's going to have a bit of a problem getting back up again.
Exactly. You can't even help him up with his hands because he's wearing the mittens.
Him and Punch Out, what's his name? King Hippo.
Yeah, exactly that.
And of course, there's two trail of thoughts to this. There's number one, that it was a whole punishment thing. A lot of guys go with this, including Holly, that literally they know Bart Gunn's way out of his depth. They know he's going to get his arse handed to him. It's a way of humiliating him for literally destroying the Brawl for All tournament. Even though he just won it, which is know what everyone was going to do. But
wasn't Bart the only one doing knockouts, which is kind of the point of the tournament. It's like, those kind of things. So he's the only one who's actually kind of following through what he needs to do.
But there's the Bruce Pritchard side that they believed Bart Gunn had a very good chance of beating Butterbean. And if he beat him, they could market him as a tough man and maybe venture out into things that probably shouldn't.
Yeah. I have one question. What planet was Bruce Pritchard on when he said that?
Well, there you go. So anyway, the match starts to do the whole Brawl for All thing. It all comes in.
Yeah, bloody music again.
WrestleMania 15. Apparently, another funny thing is that I'm not going to get his name right. They've got a special referee for the WrestleMania 15 bout. Is it Joey Panzanan?
Some boxer dude, isn't it?
Very famous boxing referee. I know who you mean.
No, it's not right. He's a boxer himself, I think, or an ex-boxer. Joey. Yeah. Anyway, they've also got a panel of judges at ringside for WrestleMania 15. One of them, which is Gorilla Monsoon.
Oh, that's so bad.
And his last appearance.
What are the last appearance this is?
He looks so ill at this point. Why? Jesus Christ.
As sad as it is, I don't really think he knows much about how to judge the tournament. And apparently the referee doesn't either. The guy's like, what? They hired him in. He's like, is this a legitimate contest? I'm like, yes. He's like, but I don't really know how to referee that. You'll be fine. Just go along. And luckily, he must have been the most relieved man 20 seconds in. So yeah, the match starts and literally Gunn gets knocked down straight away. He gets the 8 count or whatever. He gets back up quite composed. He's just buying his time. Looks all right. But then Butterbean, bam, Gunn's totally out in the ropes. Butterbean thought he broke his neck because I think as he goes down, he hits the ropes really badly.
Yeah, it's a nasty one when he goes down.
Because his neck, it's not good.
It's a proper legs just go limp. Down he goes.
And that's Bart Gunn gone. So that's the other guy at the Brawl for All, the winner, who's totally destroyed.
But it's like, this WrestleMania 15 has got the Hell in the Cell where they hang the big boss man from the cell.
Oh,
and that isn't the worst moment of the pay-per-view because you got this. How is that possible?
And that is the end of the Brawl for All. Bart Gunn would go to the most successful things in Japan. Euan?
Mm-hmm. He would participate in probably the greatest named tournament I've ever read. He participated in the World's Strongest Tag Determination League in all Japan.
Wow.
With who? Bonus points if you know who he teamed with.
I know who he teamed with.
I bet you do, Al.
I'm fairly sure I know who he teamed with.
Who do you think he teamed with, Al?
Did he team with sort of a Raw general manager type guy?
Yes.
I thought it was.
He teamed with Mr. People Power himself.
Foley.
Johnny Ace.
John Laurinaitis?
Yes.
Yeah, Johnny Ace, yeah.
Oh my freaking Christ.
What?
Right.
Why is Johnny Ace so popular in Japan? I don't get it.
He's big, he's American, that's about all you need for Japan.
Fair enough.
Hell, Rob Conway was NWA champion during Wrestle Kingdom once. Think about that.
Yeah, and he got punched by Harley Race.
Yes, he did.
He did, yeah.
So, basically what we got here is, how many guys? 10 guys basically being sacrificed in the name
16 guys been sacrificed for no possible gain.
Yeah, you look at it, like, because the whole thing of wrestling is you build somebody up to make money. That's the point of wrestling, isn't it? It's a promotion. You get someone up, you make money with them, you do your angles to get money. Like, what? What's the end game from this? Apart from, Dr. Death becoming, elevated to the point where he can compete with Stone Cold. But as soon as Dr. Death dies, ironically, this the contest. Unless you're going to push Bart to the moon, it's just a waste of time and resources, and it's such a bad idea.
I think this is just a half-baked idea Russo came up with. He didn't actually think of an end game. He just thought they're never going to say yes. Then they said yes, and then panic ensued.
Yeah.
Well, he got his wish. Bradshaw got knocked out. There you go. He destroyed half the roster. He humiliated JRs at the same time.
Yeah, he did well.
So I think we can all agree that the '99 Brawl for All would have been brilliant as well.
It would have been on that though, like Gilbert.
Gilbert wins it.
Gilbert, Tim White.
Oh my god!
Tim White.
Can you imagine?
No, it's
so anyway, gentlemen,
Can you imagine?
that concludes the Brawl for All.
Thanks, Al.
I quite enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing all that. I thought it was a nice little tidbit of wrestling history,
to be honest.
So, where are we putting this on the list?
Right at the bottom. Right at the bottom.
At the bottom.
What's at the bottom right now? I always forget the list.
I don't care.
Halloween Havoc 96, I think.
Really?
Something like that, yeah. So it's a WCW show.
Of course it is. It's not World War III.
Of course it is. What else would it be? No, it's WrestleMania 9. Hold on.
Oh,
this is better than WrestleMania 9.
Conquistabores podcast. Best pay-per-views.
I'm quite sure it's World War III Halloween Havoc.
It's just loading now.
Okay.
Still loading. No, 91 Battle Bowl, the Lethal Lottery.
Oh. It's definitely the bottom. Definitely the bottom.
Well, to me, it was a great wrestling experiment.
Well, that shows.
At least the Lethal Lottery had Jushin Thunder Liger.
Exactly.
True. Yeah. This is bottom. This is bottom.
So who picks it next?
Well, we're going to get onto that because I'm very excited about this.
Whose pick is it?
It's Cameron's.
Oh,
Cam. Okay, what you picking, Cam?
Apparently, I think actually, the more I think about it, the more I think that my pick, which Euan knows what's coming,
yes,
was there's a certain line that connects these two shows.
Oh God,
as of now,
this is concerning me right now.
I can taste it.
I think we can file both of these shows, this one and our next one, under the headline of Bradshaw is a dick.
Yes.
Oh, I know what's coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to the first and original ECW Resurrection show, One Night Stand, 2005.
Yes, boys, we're doing it.
Okay, I can dig that.
Oh, boy.
Good, because that's what we're doing.
we get two of my favourite matches of probably ECW's Resurrection, which includes a match against, basically containing 3 dead people.
Don't spoil it. Those are our favourite kind of matches.
To say like the best matches of the ECW Resurrection, bearing in mind one of those was Sandman versus a zombie. That's not saying much.
Forgot about that. That was the first match of the Resurrection.
That was the first match on the TV show.
But we do have Fragile X against I Like Every Drug I Can Get.
No, can't.
Anyway, boys, I'm going to have to go because there's someone ringing this, so I do apologise. All
right.
Okay, you get out early, easy.
Thank you very much for tonight. It's been very fun for everybody.
Thank you, Al.
Thanks, Al.
No problem at all. See you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Before we go, can I tell a Sandman story?
Yes.
So I go to pick up my small child from preschool. And I go to the preschool room, and it's big room full of stuff, toys everywhere. And I see him playing with some toys. They've got some action figures in there, so obviously someone's donated some action figures. I go up there, and what action figure has he got? A Sandman action figure.
Ah,
nice.
I was like, wow.
That boy's doing very well.
Who donates a Sandman action figure? And obviously it doesn't look anything like it.
How much would that be a fantastic scene in Toy Story?
Oh, God.
Can you imagine? And a Sandman action figure in the middle of a nursery getting whiskey, smashing a beer can over his.
I don't know, Cameron. I thought I found you a very precious figure at a Comic-Con I attended recently.
You did. It's on top of my chest of drawers in my bedroom.
Oh, sexy!
For God's sake, what of all places?
Yeah. I know. I put it by my exercise equipment, but there you go. It's it's where I keep the pillowcases.
Is it a Sunny action figure?
Sorry?
It's a Sunny action figure.
I'm getting the kind of mild indication of masturbation going on here. I'm not quite sure what we're talking about anymore.
No. It's a Chris Benoit action figure.
Oh God!
Hence, it's where I keep the. Would excuse me? Is this a sort of light accusation that I would have a wank over Sonny?
Well, somebody had to.
Well, yeah, maybe in 1996, a few times.
But kind of like wanking off into sand at this point in time should disintegrate.
Oh.
Wow. Sorry. I've derailed the end of the podcast.
Me. Good God.
So,
mind.
One Night Stand, the original, and we'll get to it, but it's difficult. I do love both these shows, both the first two.
For what the 2006 one was, part of me wanted to maybe do the 2006 one because it's worth it just for the RVD Cena match.
It's worth it because I got extremely drunk during the show at a sports bar watching it live and got very excited. And then there was mild nudity by other people by the end.
Wow.
Yeah. Ask me to tell you story of how drunk I was.
Look forward to that one next time.
Yeah, that'll be okay.
Well, I'm sure we'll mention the next show in our next issue of our newsletter.
Yes.
We are in the future. It's 1998, kids.
They're back, kids.
Yo, yes. Get your AOL free trial CD
Oh,
for
Jesus.
30 days. Get your dial-up working. And,
Get your Netscape web browser, put it towards
Oh, Netscape.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
tinyletter.com/conquistabores. Yes. Conquistabores. I just had to double check the website. And sign up with your electronic mail address. And you'll get some writing from us. A little bit.
Via the information superhighway or the World Wide Web.
Yeah,
It's
find the
not-
address at http
Colon /
tinyletter.com
Yes.
/conquistabores.
I think have the three of us contributed anything to that newsletter? It's three of us this time, isn't it? For the first one.
Just me and Cameron, I think, contributed, I think.
No, I will be contributing. I've got a couple of ideas in my head right now. You guys know
cool.
one.
It's just going to be the bits about the show, little wrestling bits. It might even be a recipe. Who knows?
A recipe would be cool. Yeah, let's stick a recipe in there.
Why not? Just get a bit more into the Conquistadores' heads.
Wait, they did have the WWF cookbook. I wonder if I could find that.
You should try and find that.
Oh,
Also,
I'm going to find that now.
Just a little look behind the curtain. We've got 3 subscribers so far.
Ooh.
One person, I don't know who they are.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's not a spam bot?
So thank you, End of Dog Racing.
Oh, for God's sake. It's got his email address.
I'll probably bleep that. I'll bleep that. I'll bleep the last off.
Is this person looking for sexy singles?
Who knows? We'll soon
will
find
be
out.
once
Actually, we've
I'm
got 4
finished.
subscribers, but one counts as Euan's. I don't think that actually counts.
No, if they present the show, it doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
Oh, I'm subscribing now.
No, because then we've got 4. That's better than 3.
Just do it to keep the numbers up, Euan, but just keep it quiet.
Yeah, I think it'd be worthwhile because sometimes I'm very lazy and Christmas happens and I forget to edit the show for a month.
Or your
and it means
country.
that you can still stay in touch
Get in
with
touch with us.
Yes,
the magic that is
stay in
Conquistadores.
touch with people you'd like to know.
Because if you subscribe to the first show, the first newsletter, then you'd see about me writing about, this will hopefully keep me honest. I have to face you people every week and say, I've not edited it because,
Uh-huh.
I had to watch a film on TV.
Let's just stop watching those Television X films. You're going to go blind.
Always got to go to there, isn't it? It's always got to go there.
I think we hit there earlier on with the Sunny conversation. I'm just helping it along now.
I was watching, I forget what I watched. I just watched stuff.
Good story.
Thank you.
Well, I watched Warriors all the way through from the first time in my life.
What did you think of that? I do enjoy that film.
I thought it was quite good.
What's the
quite
Warriors?
good. Wasn't the massive sort of be all and end all amazing movie, but it was good for like an hour and a half.
Yeah,
It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's weird because the only version you can buy is like a director's cut.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And like the director's like putting these kind of really rubbish comic book transitions.
No. I like those.
No, they're terrible. They're
No,
terrible.
it's very in line with the whole theme.
Is that instead of like the woman on the radio?
No, it's like at one point you'll see like it's like with one of the baseball dudes, and you kind of see his face, and it kind of dissolves into like like a cartoon filter put over the top of the video, and it zooms to another panel, and that turns into the next bit of the film. They're terrible. Don't listen to Euan. They're terrible.
Oh, dear.
But that's the only Blu-ray you can buy, and then somehow this HD version of the theatrical cut lands on Netflix one day.
Yeah.
You can't buy it. It's not available as far as I'm aware.
You can't buy that version.
Else. That's
weird.
You can find that version. Yeah, it's really weird.
From a character point of view, though, one thing I would say is it kind of like seems to just stop with some like character arcs, like the guy who like tries to sort of molest the female cop in the middle of the park. You never get to see what happened to him
He's
at all.
arrested. It's gone. Ajax.
Gets arrested, and that's it. He's away.
He's gone. He's away.
Yeah, he's gone. Yeah, he's eliminated.
You never get to see what happens to their guy who's in the park at the start, who just goes missing. You never get to see what happens to him.
He's gone.
He's gone.
No,
they seem to have, from living in New York and being a gang in New York, they seem to have a really lack of understanding of the public transport system.
Oh, because they're based on Coney Island, aren't they?
Yeah,
but it's not as if it's like the way they're going on about it. Going, oh, we don't know. Find out which way to Coney. It's like
but Cameron, this is
the opposite sides of the
late 70s. There's no GPS or nothing. There's no streetlights because New York was out of money.
Yep.
Yeah,
you know.
Also, the small fact that it's a Coney Island gang. Why would they go anywhere else? They don't need to.
Yeah, but they're supposed to go to this big meeting with Cyrus at the start because he's got a big master plan for.
Do you dig it,
sucker?
No, I was waiting for him to say sucker, and he never did.
Oh,
well, he does say sucker at one point, but he doesn't say it at the end of "Can you dig it?"
No, that's cracking
He just says,
I've got somebody has to edit in that, please.
It's slightly different annotation as well. At Booker T, it's like, "Can you dig it, sucker?" He is very much, "Can you dig it?"
Can you dig it?
It's very 70s-tastic.
So that's the film review corner that you'll find on the newsletter.
Yes. Warriors is good.
To be fair, there's quite a good few suplexes in the toilet fight scene, so.
There is. There's a couple of good German suplexes going on.
Actually,
it was in the pile of films that Cam's seen bits of, but not all the way through. The next one is The Thing.
You don't watch The Thing, are you? Oh, The Thing is
which always. The problem, as I've always told Al, the problem with doing a film studies course is you end up studying one bit of one film over and over again. And then it gets to the point where in your mind you think you've seen it, and you really haven't.
You've just seen that 1 5-minute section a lot of times.
Yeah, exactly. You've just seen that 1 5-minute section a lot of times. In The Thing, it's the one with it's the blood test bit. I've seen that hundreds. But all the rest of it, no.
I got there was like a reissue of it not too long ago, end of last year, like a new print and all sorts. I got that because The Thing is one of my favourite films.
Yeah,
I couldn't face to watch it until I was about 18 because the video box in the old video library used to scare the crap out of me. The face just kind of like going, the weird face one. I would just see it and it would just terrify me. And that just kind of like, I just couldn't watch it until I was like 19. Come on, Phil, you can do it. It's Kurt Russell with a massive hat. You can wear this.
I just had a terrible idea. I noticed, I was going through Amazon Prime last night and I noticed a certain film that might be quite entertaining for the newsletter. They Live with Roddy Piper.
Nice. That'd be a good one.
I've got the Blu-ray.
Thinking about it, from Christmas, I've still got recorded Santa with Muscles.
Oh, yes.
I need to watch that. Yeah, there'll be a film review corner on the newsletter. I'm sure there will be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just be like, I was kind of going, it was good.
Yeah.
It were good. Please buy here through Amazon affiliate link. Thank you.
Please use the affiliate links.
Thank you, good night. It was good.
Yes. So that'll be on the newsletter. Get us on the Facebook and the Twitters.
Yep.
Please, that'd be nice. Listen to us at places. That's how you do intros on podcasts, isn't it?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, spread the word. Yeah, it's 2018. We've been doing. How long have we been doing this podcast for now? We've been doing this podcast for about 3 years.
I think it's like 3 years, but the actual episodes is like about a year and a half.
Yeah, true.
We're nothing but inconsistent, folks.
Well, that's averaging one every 2 months. So that's
pretty good, though. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
But as we expand the media empire of the Conquistadores, sorry, I couldn't say that with a straight face.
Expand. The other thing expanding is my waistline.
The media empire into other avenues. I'm sure it'll expand any further. So.
Well, this is petering out to nothing.
Well, that's the end of the show then. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Bye.
I'm trying to think of a way to say goodbye and Brawl for All at the same time. Brawl for now.
Oh.
No.
It's Brawl over.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. That's it.
They think it's Brawl over.
Oh,
it is now.
Stop.
It's that guy, that noise commentator. Gun Sefrin, Godfather, your boys have gone running now.
Okay.
We're Brawl done.
Cameron, know what I'm talking about. That commentator in the was it someone got beat by Norway?
It was Norway beat England in 1993,
like,
and the guy was like, Henry Cooper, Maggie Thatcher, Lord Nilsson, your boys took a hell of a beating.
Yeah.
That one.
So it would be like, Dan Sefton, Godfather, your boys took a hell of a beating from the hammer.
The hammer, audacious hammer.
Audacious hammer.
The bodacious hammer.
Why wasn't he called
That'd be amazing.
Oh, yes.
Write that down. That's another T-shirt. The bodacious hammer.
The bodacious hammer.
The bodacious hammer. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the Conquistabores have left the building.